Chickadee check. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's good. We just gotta kind of talk loud.
All right.
I have the loudest voice, so I always put it away. Okay.
Kelly, make room.
Whoa, there goes the
Kelly,
microphone. Okay.
Kelly, come. Kelly, come. Come here, Kelly. Good girl. Lay down.
Hey.
Come here. Good girl.
Okay, no one kick this microphone. It's like, it doesn't want to. I put it on that because it stays. Anyway, that should be good. You just turn off this fan because it's too loud. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Live from Normal Heights. Today we have an amazing guest with us. This is the 25th episode. We have James and Rose, and they are bee people. They do all kinds of stuff with bees.
And Kelly.
And Kelly Kelly sniffs out the bees. So tell us what bee removal, what it all entails, and how you got into it.
When I got into it, I've been messing with bees since I was a kid. Right? I'm reminded when we made beekeeping legal in Encinitas, they said, "Are there any dangers?" And I said, "Yes, young boys. They just love to mess with bees." And I've just been fascinated with them ever since. But financially, I came back from Ireland. I was out of work, and bees just became really trendy. People wanted to save them. It was a skill I had that was in demand. Nobody wanted to poison them, and so that's what started me doing it professionally.
And if your company's called Encinitas Bee Removal.
No, bad
Encinitas.
boy.
What did I say?
Encinitas Bee Company.
Encinitas Bee
Close.
Company.
No, I want to comment on that. And this is it's kind of a scam in the industry, and it entails all businesses. You want to shop local, and so that you get Encinitas Bee Removal, right? Or you could do Encinitas washing machine.
Uh-huh.
So any company, they just the big corporations will buy the name, blast it out. It's top pick on the website, and so yes, Encinitas Bee we're a bee company.
Oh, okay.
And so, for any other business, you got to pay attention to. There's a lot of corporations that pretend to be local that are not. And that's one of the tricks they use.
So with bees right now, because I know when I studied just like 10 years back, there was a big problem with bee populations were going down. Are they doing better now, or how?
They're doing just as bad. And,
Colony collapse disorder.
oh my God! One of the other misconceptions they have is they go colony collapse disorder is over, and what they do is they say colony collapse disorder. Okay. And when it hit hard. Bees were dying everywhere, and then people started going, well, there's just as many bees now as there were before, so we don't have a problem. They are dying at a record rate. They just keep breeding more. If you're going to look at the number of bee hives that are in production in America, they're bigger than ever. But over 50% of them are dying each and every winter. And they just replace them. So it's still in full swing. It's not getting the media attention. Because it's been going on so long, a lot of people will pretend it's not a problem. And here's what you do. Go check on the price of almonds if you want to know how the bees are doing. Almond prices are through the roof because between 50 and 70% of every beekeeper's bees are dying every winter.
What's the main cause?
There's a lot of debate. The 4 reasons I think and what I combat against is the chemicals. In the old days, they would spray the chemicals on the leaf, and the bug would eat the leaf and die. Now they have systemic pesticides. So they pour it in the water, into the dirt. It's sucked up by the plant and expressed in the pollen, in the nectar. Every pollinator drinks this stuff, and it's just wiping the populations out.
Or the pesticides that you use, it could be within 3 to 4 mile radius of where the bees home.
Yeah,
is,
people
and
always
they
go, we
still-
don't use pesticides.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you use; it's what your neighbor's using, and what the guy down, a quarter mile away is using. And there isn't a human being right now, if you tested their blood, didn't have neonicotinoid pesticides.
Yeah.
It's in bloody everything.
And it makes the bees taste.
Okay.
It throws the bees' taste off. So they go up to a flower, they fly up to a flower, and it doesn't taste sweet enough. And they don't keep trying to get the nectar and produce honey.
Oh
They're
yeah.
not getting what they need from the flower. Their taste is thrown off just from the pesticides that they didn't tell them.
We go to really rich neighborhoods, not a drop of honey. Go to the really poor neighborhoods, dripping with honey. They can't afford.
Oh, because they
Can't
have all
afford
the,
that. Yeah.
the gardeners coming in there with all the chemicals.
That's the pesticides. I think are number one. I would do
Yeah.
everyone. All bee. You ask 3 beekeepers a question, you're gonna get 4 different answers. I would give you the 4 reasons. Everyone has a different one, which is priority. And the second one I think is major is inbreeding. They have been breeding the same Italian domestic bee for almost 100 years, and just like everyone knows, inbreeding is bad. The opposite is dimorphic vigor. The wider the gene pool, the healthier the creature is.
Yeah.
And they've just been breeding the same bee over and over again. A queen used to live 4 years and lay for 4 years. Now a domestic queen only lays for 1 year. They've been doing too much inbreeding. The other big one is, of course, habitat loss. And they're just, people aren't planting enough pollinator-friendly plants. And another big one is monocrop. We had to stop. I mean, music is acres and acres and acres of the same. And as I describe it, like carrots are really good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But
everyone.
you can't eat
But if
carrots
that's
all
all you ate,
your
you get.
blood will turn orange
Yeah.
and you'll die.
So those are the 4 main reasons. And then I haven't even mentioned the parasites. And the reason I haven't, or in the pathogens, the reason I haven't mentioned those is if they didn't have all these other stress factors, the bees, they wouldn't be a problem. Just like if you and me had an unhealthy lifestyle and ate junk food, something else would kill us.
Yeah.
So yes, there's the varroa mite, the Nosoma virus, the chalk brood, foul brood. The list of pathogens go on and on. And they've never been a real problem before all these other stuff.
Have you heard the song by Tori Amos?
I have not.
Okay, I'll play that for you later today.
We
She's one of my favorite singers. And she has a song about beekeeping. I never really read the lyrics. I don't know what it's all about. She has a song called Beekeeping.
Now you
I've heard it once.
Now
You've heard it?
I've heard it before.
Oh, okay.
Well, now you got my interest up. Can you not sing me a few bars?
I wish I remembered.
Rosalie?
Oh, do you have your phone on? When do you guys have your phones? I can only play a part. I can only play a part of a song that's not copywritten. I'll show it to you afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Tori. She's always speaking about so many different subjects. As a writer, I like to learn about every subject. So, how long have you got into this?
About a year. And it's seriously, you learn something new every day. And James says that speaking that shock you that you didn't even expect. Like bee behavior is pretty insane. It's very interesting, and it teaches you a lot about yourself too. You're like, these creatures are so intelligent. When you open up where their hide is, whether it be a wall or inside of a tree, they start talking to each other. Like they have things that you see them. Basically, it looks like they're touching their mandibles against each other, and then they have like little bee dances and everything. They communicate where to fly to and what to do, etc. So it's super interesting to watch, and it seems like all good people and different personalities. We need them, and that's why I started this job, and I was relatively my schedule work in nature and beautiful properties, all these people, and help the environment.
So, you brought me some
Honeycomb.
honeycomb. And it's not the cereal honeycomb. It's real honeycomb. Tell me about the honeycomb. And you hope there's no bees in there.
I know, right? I made the mistake of biting into one.
I've been
And I got
stung in the mouth
stung
more
under my
times
lip.
But
Do a close up on the camera. Close up, close up.
wanna do it?
Let's do a little
Okay, it's sticky.
YouTube.
You gotta do the other side.
The other side's
Oh.
really good.
Look at that.
So
look at the
basically,
inside.
they capped it. So the side that is capped.
Oh, no.
Basically, I know.
You can go wash your hands and I'll interview Rosalind.
So the side, this
Not
side that's
lovely.
capped is honey, and this side's nectar. So it's fresher. Well, it's not processed into the honey yet. So they double layered it. This is healthy. Oh yeah, this is from the Kobe.
No, that was from Solana Beach, from the wall.
Oh, okay. We have so much money.
The people freak out when I say, I have to cut a hole in your house to save the bees. You don't want 100 pounds of that rotting in your wall. So
Yeah.
we have to open these up with
Oh man.
circular saws. And
Oh,
You want to get us?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, you guys start talking. I'm gonna go get
Here you
some.
go. It's Kelly
Okay.
and you. It's Kelly and
Wait.
James. Go for it. Go
Rosalind,
tell them the secrets of being.
I wanted to interview you.
Oh,
I wanted to find out
Just don't trip.
what you really make
I
of
won't.
this guy. He's off camera.
You throw it in the sink. So, honey,
Yes, sweetheart.
honey, baby cakes. What is this Winnie the Pooh like in honey? Do bears like honey, or is that just some kind of
Oh my
fucking
God, yes.
cartoon thing?
No, I mean,
Why do bears like honey?
especially around here. And they're actually more so than the honey. They're after the grub, the larva.
Oh,
They're
okay.
a huge protein source. But yes, the skunks, raccoons, bears just love it, and they
And I imagine they can't get stung as easy as us. with their
they
skins.
can't, and it's an important thing to learn of why almost every attack, serious one, comes from lawnmowers or weed whackers. Because the bear, yes, you can't sting them through their fur. The tender spot is the nose and the mouth. So bees actually have a carbon dioxide detector. Yes,
Yeah.
and so they just head straight for the nose and the mouth. And
I've been stung.
If you're under a full.
I've been stung in my life about 7 times, and every time I got stung, I was wearing an orange shirt. And they
So
went
that-
inside my shirt, and they stung me. I got stung twice in the same day riding my motorcycle through Italy.
yeah,
If they get stuck in your
orange
shirt,
you
they
know,
get
if
pissed.
you want to be stung more, we can arrange it.
I didn't like being
And I
stung.
do joke, I get stung more often on my bicycle than I do on beekeeping. It's just when you're riding, they get.
I stopped wearing orange shirts because they kept thinking I was a flower.
No, it's different. It's why a beekeeper's fruit is white.
Yeah.
It's the most neutral color, and the worst is like once again a bear, or raccoon or skunk. They have the contrasting colors, and so yes, an orange shirt on white pants. I always get nailed with my white socks.
So let's talk about the health or the healthy qualities of honey. So this is pure honey from Encinitas Bee Company. This is cool. So if you guys want to buy it, this is $20. And I'm gonna put it on my fridge tomorrow morning.
It's a pint and a half. Then a pint is $13. A quart is $25. Half gallon is $50. And a gallon is $90.
And tell them about fake honey and why
Yeah.
local honey is good.
Well, local honey is it's pure. It's not like
So I
It's not
heard
given
in
all
China
this corn
some of
syrup.
them they have the bees eating just sugar because they don't have enough flowers.
Worse than that, high fructose
they pump.
corn syrup,
Yeah, they pump.
gallons and
That
gallons
into it.
and gallons.
Oh, wow.
And it's not because there's not enough nectar; it's just profit.
Right. They just want more mass production, basically.
Now I've heard a lot of the healthy qualities of honey when you heat it up, it kind of doesn't. It's not as healthy. I mean, it doesn't have all the beneficial factors.
Not many people know that.
Yeah.
God, some people keep buying it for chicken. I know there's a chef, Willie Ellick, and it makes the best chicken
Chicken.
barbecue sauce.
Uh-huh.
The honey basted chicken. There is, in fact, a toxin that comes out when you cook with it. It's minor. It's not major. It's not going to cause health. But that's one thing. The other thing is bees. They have a special enzyme in there that makes it crystallized. And you have honey ages, it's crystallized, preserved, but people don't want to buy it crystallized. So they superheat it. And it breaks down that enzyme, quite frankly, breaks down a lot of nutrients. And so people don't want filtered, cooked honey. And when anyone asks if I filter and cook, I tell them, you don't realize how lazy I am. That takes time and effort. I'm never going to get around to cooking and filtering. We have extra bee antennas.
So to get this much honey, it comes all out straight out of the honeycomb like this?
Yes.
How big of a piece of honeycomb to get this much honey?
Oh, God.
I'd be impressed how much can fit into a honeycomb. It just depends how many cells are
So
filled.
you squeeze, how do you get it out?
We crumble it up and it's kind of old
Yeah,
method. We crumble it
right.
up and put it on a strainer, like not a process, like brewing basically. And so you crumble it up, and then the gravity, the
Starts
honey goes
dripping
down into the pot, and then we just do it again, and it'll pour down. So it just the gravity will take care of it on its own with the crumble it.
The way they do it from regular standard hive is you just break the cap, put it in a centrifugal force, a spinner. All the honey comes out, and you can give the complete frame back to the bees. And it takes 5 pounds of wax to make 1 pound of honey. No, 5 pounds of honey to make 1 pound of wax. So it's a lot of work making all that wax, and it's nice to be able to give it back.
So when you give the honeycomb back, they know how to.
Yes,
They
fill it
rebuild
up.
everything. So when we
And, oh, go ahead.
So yeah, when we take the comb from the hives that we find, and then we put it in these rectangular frames and rubber band them in. Even if it looks like it's not fit in like Tetris, it's basically like Tetris when you cut comb off and try to fit it into these wooden frames to put into a gigantic box. You've seen those bee boxes before, right?
I think I've seen them on your
wooden box.
Yeah, on your
pictures.
site.
Yeah. So we fill those frames up, and the bees can just reconstruct it on their own. No one does it. Do it as well. So they reconstruct it all the time. They make it easier for them to access their cells in their hive, and it's surprising. The rubber bands we put there, they can actually, they're sharp mandibles. They can chew through them, so it doesn't really disturb them. But speaking of that, never use tone your speech about expanding foam and trapping bees.
I have a lot of people.
Okay, tell them what you think
Give
about.
us one of your best speeches. Sir, we are not weak if we make proper use of the. That's
No, I it's expanding foam.
Give me liberty or give me death.
Yes. Give me doggies or give me biscuits. I say expanding foam and silicone keep me in business. People keep sealing them up, and bees eat right through it. They go right through it.
Oh, so they think they can just like plaster in and they have a bees in there and like, oh, they're gonna just die.
Yeah, that it.
Yeah, it's a slow.
You know, if you're sealing,
but like they always find a way, and the bees will end up eating out of the expandable foam and getting into their master bedroom, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this didn't go well." That's like I planned. So it's expandable foam.
So once someone asks you to remove the bees, you try to move them to like a nature place, or do you guys have a special place that where you guys bring bees?
Oh yeah, we have 10 acres of property in Lone Gap, Encinitas, Fortuna Ranch, and we have a little bee yard where we keep our bees. We give our hives away for free, and we also donate them to pollinators.
The almond pollinators.
Almond pollinators.
So tell me once again, I heard you say the almonds are related to the bees. How do the almonds
It's physically impossible for. I mean, they have thousands of acres. It's incredible of almond orchards, and once again, it's a monocrop. They can't keep that many bees alive there, so they rent them out. And once again, back to colony collapse. If you want to know the health of the bees, just check on the price of almonds. And here's why it goes up. Back before colony collapse, if you put a colony of bees in an almond orchard for 1 month, you got $50. Right now, it's $250. So you bring your bees up there, and you get $250 a month. And it's really fascinating, the circle. You see these big trucks with bees coming around. The normal one is they keep them in Texas. take them to the almond groves, and then they go for a few months up to the Canadian border, and because bees don't need a passport, they just fly. We're poisoning everything in America, so they just run free, get healthy.
Nature.
And so there's this big loop, and if they're not in Texas, they'll even come from the south, like Louisiana. But they need all these bees, and there's just not enough bees.
So regular bees live about
We got an Irish saying, how long is a bit of string? And that means there's not enough information in that question. But roughly it is, how long is a bee going to live if you spot it with a flashlight? No.
3 months, like a month.
In the winter,
survive
on the full nectar flow, they work themselves to death. And they can only be 3 weeks. If it's a winter, there's no food, and they're just chilling in the beehive, it can be 3 or 4 months.
How about a queen?
The
queen, like I said, in the old days, she would breed. Our wild Afghanized ones would breed for 4 years, and not live in just another
So
interesting.
bees are about that small. How big is the?
You do that one.
The queen looks like the abdomen looks like a caterpillar. I have some pictures on my phone. I don't think I can show on the video. I can send it to you. I can comment on it.
Okay. Yeah.
But it looks like it's slightly bigger. It's confused with the drone a lot of the times, which is male. It's a male bee that doesn't have a stinger, even though it's surrounded by a bunch of female workers, and it's a queen bee with a stinger. So the drones are big, just like the queen. However, again, the distinguishing mark is the caterpillar abdomen, so it's a little longer. And
What are the drone ones? What do they do?
they're basically just there to
Check out
Well,
everything.
they're
giving signals.
they're
Okay, everyone,
interesting.
let's move this way. We got some flowers over here.
yeah, they're there to eat.
Troops, move ahead.
They eat and sleep with the queen and make babies.
They don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do anything.
Just
they just eat.
sex.
And they
do a little bit more.
explode on consumption. Honest to God, when they breathe,
Seriously,
you can hear them
not
breathing.
even a bad pun.
They
really
go
do.
pop.
They just like
I mean,
a
one
meeseeks.
shot and that's it. The big bang.
Like a meeseek.
I mean, if you're gonna go, there's worse ways to go.
I guess having sex is the
But
best
they
way
don't-
to go.
Very few of them actually do
The
breathe.
more you know.
So they just sit around being lazy, being fed by all the women. But there's poetic justice. When the end of breeding season, all the females drag the men out and let them starve to death.
Do they really?
They
For
do.
real. Yeah.
They're like,
No,
sex,
they-
we've had our sex.
No. They won't
So
let them-
only the other women bees don't get to have sex. Only the queen
No,
gets sex.
they don't.
Well, I mean, the drones and the other ones fool around.
We don't know what they're doing in
Yeah.
the bedroom. They draw the curtains.
But
Don't
then
look at
there
us,
are.
we're not making babies.
But then they make a queen cell. They make some queen cells. You can tell it looks like a peanut. It looks like an actual couple of planters. And you can sliver a sliver of that peanut out and put it into another hive if you have a queenless hive. And so that's advantageous if you have a more aggressive hive as well. You want to requeen it with a more domesticated, less aggressive genetic.
So one queen, how many babies can they have? I mean, if you said they can live super long, or sometimes they only live in a year. If they in a year, how many babies?
They make once in their lifetime. This is really bad joke. You can edit it this one
No,
out,
no,
but
I don't.
no bad
it's-
jokes.
I like jokes. Any
Okay.
jokes. There's no bad jokes on my show.
They say
It was a comedy show at the beginning. We were getting all fucked up at the beginning of the pandemic. We took shrooms on the show one time.
okay.
All right, so then that's a permission. To
Your
joke.
permission to say
Yeah.
is as bad as
No,
you
the-
want to get.
The queen will mate with 27 males in one night, just like your mother.
Wow.
No, that's not
Oh.
My mom had sex with David Bowie
Whoa.
in San Diego after the sports arena. She followed him to his hotel room. This was in '74.
Is that your
Before he
dad?
was real popular. I was born in '71.
I know.
But no, she can lay 1,000 eggs a day for 4 years.
Wow,
It's just crazy.
that must be a hard life. But If they just lay little eggs and then they hatch the eggs.
It's tiny, tiny, tiny. You can tell if she's laying. It's like a miniature rice grain. If you look real closely, you can tell that they've laid an egg. And then if they want to make it a queen, they just lay it in a queen cell and keep feeding them royal jelly.
Describe what royal jelly is.
Yeah, what's royal jelly?
It's just it's basically bee food, and even all the bees get royal jelly. It's just they get cut off, or bee bread, which is the pollen. So there's basically it's more that she's in a bigger cell and they keep feeding her. Any bee egg, any one, can turn into a queen if you give them the space and enough food. So royal jelly is just one of the foods they feed the baby.
So other lady bees can become queen bees.
Any single egg, if caught within 3 days, can become a queen. So if the queen dies, they will go grab another egg and put it in a queen cell.
But then if there are a bunch of queens hatched, they can either take some of the bees in the colony and swarm off with them and make a new one. So like a monster colony can just spit out a bunch of swarms here, there, everywhere, and they make their own little colony. Or also they can duel to the death. The queen can duel.
I would like to see a National Geographic video of the dueling.
You will. You can find one. It's
they have a
crazy.
I mean,
just
in a perfect world, they only make one queen, and that queen flies off with half the bees.
Yeah.
And no, the old queen flies off with half the bees. But oftentimes they do overkill, and they make 4 or 5 queens. And there's a call to battle. You want to hear the queen battle call?
You can hear them. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
And you can hear the 2 different bees. They're both hooing.
What?
Both queen bees are fighting.
Yeah.
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
And if one hatches, Kelly's bored of our conversation. He wants us to talk about cats.
You want to talk about dogs
and postmen?
Go first.
Have you been to the dog beach in Ocean Beach?
Not Ocean Beach. We went to the dog beach in where was it?
It's in Del Mar.
Del Mar. Okay, I can't tell. There's still a lot of beach in Del Mar. We frequent there. We love the doggy.
So what do you think everyone can do to help bees right now? Stop using pesticides. I need organic. What else can you do?
There's one saying that caring about the bees and raising honeybees is like caring about birds and raising chickens. The honeybee is domestic bee. I mean, and it's not even native. And hey, can it come?
Watch out! This.
You can't do doggy abuse on telly.
Gymnastic time.
It's summarized.
Watch out!
It's summarized when it's one meme. Isn't all of life summarized in a meme somewhere? You just search hard enough. There's just this mad, overrun garden full of wildflowers, and the title is "This is Beekeeping." You don't need a beehive. You need flowers, not use pesticides, provide native plants, and at some point we need to waiver. There's 2,000 species of bees in California, 20,000 in the world, and they all need our help. So getting native bee homes is a big help because all our native bees are solitary bees. In the old days, originally they're genetically designed to breed and lay eggs in the holes in rotting wood. We have no bloody rotting wood. Everyone gets cut down, chopped away. So native bee homes should be mandatory.
What are native bee homes?
Just little tubes of parchment paper. I mean, you can spend whatever you want, or you can do $10 from the arts and crafts stores. You can make one.
Yeah, they look like bird boxes.
But really, the most important, yes, eat organic and grow lots of wild flowers. That's the most important thing. And anyone that's going to get a beehive, I really encourage them to don't get too many. 1 or 2 beehives is a great help. It dilutes gene pool for the killer bee, and it creates a homeostasis where there are so many wild bees. If there's not nectar, they don't breed. So one or two hives just keeps that. So you're not adding more bees to compete with the butterflies, the hummingbirds, the beetles. There's a lot of other pollinators. And but if you can imagine, what happens if you stick 1,000 beehives in one place? How does that help the native pollinators?
Because they're not going to have enough flowers.
Yes, exactly. I know it's a necessary evil, and I do kind of joke about the vegans that say honey's not.
It's like slavery.
No,
these are
bee
slaves.
slavery.
We're taking away their,
But they don't
work. What are
the-
they going to do with it?
The slavery's not in the honey; it's pollinating all their organic veggies.
Yeah.
You know that shipping them across. If anything even resembles cruelty, it's that. But it has to happen.
And if you raise the bees too, if you have it on your property, the bees can drown in their own honey.
Yes.
So if you're not doing hive checks, making sure they have enough babies, pollen, honey, and or domestic, or you can let the bees drown, etc. Just kind of re-clean and swap clean. Just basic maintenance. If you're not doing that, they don't do well. And if you're not taking some of their honey out, they can drown in it.
They become honey bound.
Honey bound.
They won't drown themselves, but
Right.
they make so much. Honey is made for cold winter,
The fake
and they
boxes.
do end up making too much. And I've seen a lot of hives just die because they have no room for babies. They fill it full of honey. They don't need it.
They don't grow as big as they can.
Yes. So a lot of
It's
times
not
they're doing
bees.
them a favor. They make excess. And the other thing is misconception is that once again bee slavery. It's not like a cow that you can just feed more and pump full of antibiotics. If your bees aren't happy, the beekeeper doesn't make money. So it is stressful driving them across country, but no one wants to keep those bees. If you mistreat those bees, they're not going to produce. They're not going to make babies. They're not going to make honey. So it's kind of a different game. The beekeepers want them to do well.
So, what's in California or in San Diego? Are there a lot of beekeepers?
I think the Bee Society is something like 3,000 members strong. I tell you, when we were there when they changed all the bee laws for the county, and we were down there with the Department of Ag and Weights and Measures, and she goes, "We only have 4 registered beekeepers and there's 44 in this room." Which he meant is nobody's registering their bees. No, but beekeepers are rebels. They're flying under the radar. So, and there's no such thing as a bee police. And really, the Department of Ag has really become a softer touch. They're not there for punitive purposes. They're there to help. So if you register your bees, do things like send you warnings if pesticides are being used. If you have problems, they will help you. If you have sick bees, they will diagnose them for free. So more and more people are registering their bees. I highly recommend it. But how many beekeepers are here? God knows.
What's the best? You said in Canada they do well with the pesticides.
Yes.
California though, probably because it's not so cold. They survive more.
Yes and no. I mean that's how the Africanized bee got here. They tried to breed a bee that does better in warmer climates. Mm-hmm. So yes, it's better in one sense. On the other sense, like for example, here the best places to keep bees are places like Palomar, Mount Laguna. Okay. So it's almost
higher elevation.
Yes, it's almost counterintuitive. There's more water at the bees, more green, less chemicals. So California in the desert. I mean that's bad. But no, and in all honesty, I'd say back east would be easier on the bees.
Even though the intense winter.
Even though
they hibernate. Kind of.
Yes.
They live off the honey.
Yes. But yes, cold winters can be hard on bees.
I'm trying to run out of all the different things that I asked you about.
I have a question.
We can talk about something totally different. Like if you weren't doing bees, what would you do?
I was a horse trainer in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yes, and I actually had a sign up that said, "I'm just throwing my skills out." I said, "Horse training and beekeeping." Had this image of a beekeeper on a horseback.
Oh, you guys! I saw pictures of horses. You guys have horses?
We have neighbors that have horses.
We have
and we love their horses. Play with them and the owners and everything. But yeah, you were a badass.
I don't know. I'm almost getting against riding horses. Just petting them and loving them, hugging them.
It can be dangerous.
Oh my God! Tell them the broccoli story.
we mountain bike a lot around the neighborhood, and he's like, we need to bring some broccoli to the horses, and then like the whole time riding, he has broccoli tucked in his back pocket. I call him broccoli butt. Like this he's riding like with and he's also we bike with our dog. So there's this dog Harry, and then there's Theodore, the German Shepherd, and we bike with them. They're pretty well behaved. So basically, it's two dogs, German Shepherd and Kelly. When he's riding his bike bombing down hills with broccoli.
We've adopted
all the horses.
Horses are bloody expensive here, and so we've adopted all the local horses just by giving them attention. And it's almost more gratifying than sitting on them and riding around.
So when I first met you were doing something with yoga. Are you still doing yoga?
Yoga Bloom Wellness. I'm doing yoga and practicing it myself. I don't work for the company anymore. Suzanne Wunsch, she's moved to Arizona, and she does retreats in Arizona now. When she comes into town, she does fabulous yoga. It's yogabluewellness.com if you want to check that out. She's in town sometime.
I did Bikram for 1 month.
Oh my God, that's so
I had a 1 month pass, and I went 28 days. I almost killed myself.
Have you done Brickman before, Roseanne?
Hot yoga.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to complain yoga's not a workout.
No,
Try
you almost
Brickman.
died.
Oh my Lord.
I had to get really stoned to like be able to sit in the
I can imagine.
I feel like I do hot yoga on the roof.
Oh, so what's the worst bee stings you guys ever got? So
How's the drive there?
she just got bit in the mouth by eating a honeycomb and not knowing there was a bee in it.
Whoops!
What about
It was so fresh that there was still a bee in it. Let's see. A hive. There was someone that was parked next to a hive, and the exhaust from it took them off, beat off, and they chased me 10 acres into the laundry room. And those were killer bees. Everyone hates when you say that, but those were definitely their bees. And you just never know with bees, like what's going to set them off. I mean, it's like, yes, a lot of them are sweet. You can pick them up and they can crawl on your hands and everything, but they're not to be taken lightly. You have to really consider bee safety. I mean, even a horse got nailed
multiple
and
horses
died.
got killed.
Not from this time, but there's just one taken to the stables where the bees were, and it's covered in bees, and the poor thing died. So my point is,
And
you
last
just
week,
never know.
a dog, two dogs got killed.
The thing is, don't fear them, just take precautions. And
you have to
like
know your bees. I can more or less tell the difference. You almost get a sixth sense. 90% of the time I don't wear a suit, but I know by size and demeanor which one's in me.
behavior.
I'm immune to venom, so if I do make a mistake and get attacked, I put on my suit. I can't even tell you the worst time. I don't pay much attention to it. I get stuck. Which time?
Yeah, all the times I got stung, I just hurt. I didn't have to go to the doctor. But I'm not allergic. I think my first bee sting, I was like 5 years old. No, in preschool. I remember we took off our belts and we were whipping the bees, and then we got stung.
See, that's like the
We were little kids,
young boys. That's the worst. So we, do you know the Carlsbad shop mall? Yeah.
I was just delivering it.
Oh, yeah. So we remove bees there all the time. They get them in the little valve boxes. There was even one outside of the Island restaurant in the tree with a fresh swarm. But there was this one time we were messing with bees, we were removing them, and these kids come by and they're like, they're like, ooh, cool, what's the time? You guys need to go. There's some bees. This is the witching hour, and it's basically we're in a half hour. But when you guys need to go, 2 of them listened. The third one was like, ooh, I'm gonna watch. I want to see. I'm like, I'm gonna tell your mom. And then he goes like electric bikes like way far away, so that works with the boys. Then you're just gonna tell.
Okay, any final things we should know?
Well, what's a little more about how to help the bee? I know we're working with the food forest and turning all these industrial estates into native plants, no chemicals, instead of lawns. Public enemy number one, HOAs that require perfect lawns in your front yard, a receipt from the pesticide guy. I mean, that's what's doing the damage. And I do want to give one example of the monarch butterflies. You know they're in trouble.
Yeah.
And every time you go to an insect festival or earth festival, they have all these beautiful monarchs. You don't see them anymore. And this is why. You don't need more monarchs. You need more healthy food. The monarchs are there. Same deal with the native bees. You need more pesticide-free flowers and plants. I'm reiterating. But it's just, you don't need to go out and keep bees to help them. Just, be environmentally conscious and let your weeds bloom where, the flower's gone. Especially things like dandelions. And, oh my God, we got some amazing wildflowers in California. And let them do their thing before you come.
And when I first moved back here in 2017, all my friends in Japan that are from California said, "Don't come back. California's having the worst drought ever." And ever since I moved back, we've had rain as well. I created that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I brought it from, because it rains like every other day in Japan or it snows.
So we can do away with the rain dance and just invite you to every drought.
Yeah. But the rain's been better, right? In California, we've had less drought.
Well, we're officially in a drought right now, if you're going by the weatherman. I look more importantly at how often it rains. Because a big rain, not so much into it just runs off the land. Personally, yes, this year has been pretty good because they've been spaced out. But no, we are officially in a drought and we should be water conscious. It takes a lot of energy to create that gallon of water.
Yeah.
But as far as
were you here back in the El Nino days? Back in the 80s?
I think I was in Ireland.
In the 80s, when I was in junior high school, they closed down all the schools. The waves were smashing, knocking the piers off on the beaches. The in cafe, we were watching the waves. Whole cafe just went into the water. We're like, yeah, we're punk rock kids. And the Seal Beach Pier just totally got totaled. There was no piece of it left. And there was waves crashing all the homes into the homes on the beach. It was insane. But that was like when the El Ninos were happening. Every 4 years they would have super rains, and then that whole cycle stopped. I'm wondering if maybe it's a cycle thing and just wrote it out.
Well, science says because of global warming, it's going to get worse and worse. More fires, more extreme weather, and I believe in science. And even though we're seeing rain, and like you said, well, we're having it evenly spaced out, and it's good in the long run. Global warming is rearing its ugly head, whether we like it or not.
Okay, well, that's about all we have to talk about. Thank you, Rose, and thank you, James, and thank you. What's your doggy's name? Kelly. Encinitas Bee Company.
Can I talk about Kelly for a second?
Yeah, talk about Kelly.
Okay, for one thing, she's become immune to venom. She doesn't even swell up, but she's bee smart. She'll come to the bee yard, and if you want to save your life, do what Kelly does. Run away! Just run.
She knows the bees are coming. I'm out of here.
And if she doesn't get it right, I say, "Run, Kelly, run!" And she just takes off like that. So she is a bee smart dog.
Well, that's all for our 25th episode. If you guys have any guests that you would think, I'm into every subject, so let me know. People that are
Eric Robinson, the rocket scientist.
Is he around
He's
San Diego?
amazing. Oh,
people that are coming to San Diego.
We collect scientists. Tell them about my science.
we
I would like to get some scientists.
I have pet scientists.
We have pet scientists. So basically,
David Brin. Oh my God.
David Brin, the
sci-fi author.
I'm trying to get one of the guys who are into the mushrooms and the psychedelics and stuff like that.
We have Jed. We'll bring Jed on. He's a gas.
Good idea.
We'll give him Jed.
And he makes kombucha.
I just bought some kombucha today. Okay, guys. Take
Adios,
care. See you
amigos.
later. Bye-bye, Instagram. Or that's Facebook.
Where are we?
Bye-bye, Facebook. Bye-bye,
Where are we now?
Instagram. Bye-bye, YouTube.